Alright, so this video is sponsored by Heat. This one is really different from your average sponsorship, so I'd actually make sure to watch that segment about them because it's pretty crazy. Yo, what is good, you guys? We just hit 80K. Seriously, that's insane. Really appreciate you guys. So yeah, 15 must-have plugins in my opinion. Let's get it. Okay, so to start it off, we have a chorus plugin. And this ain't your average chorus plugin. I've been using this thing for ages, so how can you not add it to the list? I primarily use it for widening sounds, especially for ambient samples and stuff like that. It doesn't introduce too many artifacts like a bunch of other choruses do. It also softened that high end a lot. I also use it for that. So if you're making an ambient sample, this will really help your sounds fit together. This vocal is from AJ Was Here's Ensurice Volume 2 kit. Really hyped to cook up some stuff with this too, by the way. But yeah, I'm just using it for demos right now, honestly. Second must-have is, of course, Valve Compressor 3. So Cubeat's detune is typically done with like guitar pedals, right? This is the closest thing you'll ever get to a real guitar pedal, in my opinion. So this is without. Listen to the compression and detune, it's crazy. So the next plugin we have here is actually the twin of Valve Compressor, and that's WoW Control 3 for a little bit extra detune. So this is specifically for detune without the compression, even though I really recommend you start with Valve Compressor and then you get the WoW Control. So you're gonna wanna mess with it. I typically do like 0.5. So it's like random timing pretty much. And then you compare this with Valve Compressor 3. Best detune duo you could ever get, Valve Compressor and WoW Control 3. Alright, so the next one we have here is Spacer. This is actually a sponsor from a long time ago. It's actually a reverb plugin. It's different from other reverb plugins because you have the grain thing. So you have grain delay right here and you have grain reverb. And you'll see it has like a twinkle to it. Hold on. It's really unique. So let me turn it back down. The main one though is grain delay. I like the lower grain sizes more. And then let's turn the grain reverb back on. Thought that was just so cool. So yeah, definitely recommend that one too. The next plugin we have here is called Bassline. I actually put this in another video. It's like a tips video or something like that. It's an imager. Essentially what you do is you pick your frequency. I typically recommend right around 400. And then you just turn up the side harmonics knob right here. I did a really good job of demonstrating it in the other video, so I'm just gonna roll that clip real quick. But yeah, this works super well in sub basses, by the way. Use this on it, trust me. All right, next we have EFX Fragments. This one is really good also for, you know, dark samples and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like this little synth thing that like chops stuff up and makes it really cool. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but it sounds really awesome. We have this vocal right here. And if you turn it on, first thing we get is this reverb. And if you turn up the grain mix right here, and that's just one preset. This is just the Ocean Suite preset. We can turn up the intensity, so let's turn that down. Let's keep the grain mix where it's at. That's insane. All right, so next we have the good old Shaperbox 3, man. This is not Shaperbox 2, this is Shaperbox 3. They added a couple new modules here. There's a liquid module now, flanger, phasing stuff, you know, and there's a noise module, which is exactly what it sounds like. A really cool preset is the complex stereo preset right here. It really does a cool job of spreading things out. Off, and here's on. It has a new preset browser. This is really cool in my opinion. Motion has a lot of really good ones. Okay, so before we go on, I did want to tell you guys about Heat. So I've been doing stuff with them for quite a while now, but now they're actually doing a free sync licensing masterclass to show you guys how to generate passive income from getting your beats placed in TV shows. So this is a pretty huge opportunity for producers. So the head of the sync licensing team for Heat, Nathan, he's landed over 10,000 placements, over 10K, man, that's insane. So there's not really a better place to learn that. This team in general also has a really good track record of helping thousands of producers monetize their stuff. And this is a really big problem in the community. We have so many talented people who want to do music full time, but they don't have a way to properly monetize their stuff. So if you can monetize your stuff, then you literally be able to truly see what you can do with music, because you'll have a lot more time and you won't have to worry about, you know, money pretty much. It doesn't involve posting content, having a social media following, any like industry connections, not in this case, not the way they're teaching you to do it. So you don't have to worry about any of that. So if this is something you'd be interested in learning, make sure to click the link in the description to register ASAP to reserve your spot in this free masterclass they're doing. On to the video. All right, so next plugin we have here is called King's Microphone. This is a really good plugin for getting like that vintage EQ without actually doing it yourself. So I have this violin. This is what it sounds like raw. Very modern, it's very upfront, and sometimes that's good. That's really good, it's really nice quality. But sometimes you want to make it sound old, and this is what this is for. King George V is definitely my favorite. So if you're enjoying the video so far, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. We're really trying to hit 100K this year. So yeah. So the next one we got is Kickstart 2. This is a huge upgrade from the original Kickstart that everybody knows. You can actually sync sidechains now. So like you can just link a kick to it and then it'll automatically sidechain. So it's not just stuck to like 1, 2, 3, 4. The way I use it is I actually use it to sidechain my pianos and stuff like that, just to give it more rhythm. And you can actually see me use that in a couple different samples. All right, the next one is Soothe. Dude, this thing is amazing. This is probably one of the best plugins. If you're gonna get just one plugin off of this entire list, please get Soothe. So if you have a super harsh sound, this violin right here, you'll notice at the very beginning of it, it's just super loud and harsh. It kind of hurts your ears at first. But with this thing right here, it's like a smart EQ pretty much. So this is after. So before, after. All right, next we have good old Portal. If you don't have Portal by now, you need to get it. It's a really good granular synth. The stock banks aren't really that good, I'll be honest. You're really gonna have to get some third-party ones for it. I recommend anything by HCE. Grain textures, grain synthesis, grain structures, those are all good. Those are the best ones I've ever used. I use that in a ton of my samples. You can also hear that in some of my sample packs. You'll hear like the Portal delay and stuff like that. So speaking of delay, next one is Delay Eternity. This is a really advanced delay plugin. Biggest plus to this one is the downsample and resolution, like the little bit crusher thing right here. It like distorts as it goes on pretty much. Ton of presets here. So we're gonna turn the stereo width over here. The echo volume is gonna go down. We're gonna have it ping pong just a little bit. So just turn the volume up just a little bit more. Now we're gonna turn the bit crusher on. So let's turn this down. Just like that. Alright, so now that we're on delay and reverb, this is another really good reverb plugin. Plate reverb, so it's kind of like Seventh Heaven. It's got a really unique sound to it. You can really fine tune the reverb. So what you can do is turn this all the way to wet, and then go in here and EQ it to just EQ the reverb pretty much. Let me move this over. Now we're just gonna turn it down. And that's why I like lustrous plates a lot. Especially goes really well with bells, by the way. Alright, so the next must-have plugin is definitely Ozone 10. This is just an upgrade. A lot of people already have Ozone, but this is Ozone 10, right? The mastering, the automatic mastering agent right here, it's just so much better. It's honestly a bit scary because their tone matching is so good now that you don't really need to do much yourself anymore. You should always actually do stuff yourself to fine-tune it and stuff like that. But if you're in a rush and you need a quick master, this is your absolute best bet ever. The only thing I tweaked on this was I just added a vintage limiter. So this is without.
Whoa, pushing foreigns in the city, but I move like POTUS when I'm out of state. We've been up for a while. I can never hit the brakes. Double VS on my body. I got diamonds covering my whole face. We can never relate.
And this is after.
Whoa, pushing foreigns in the city, but I move like POTUS when I'm out of state. We've been up for a while. I can never hit the brakes. Double VS on my body. I got diamonds covering my whole face. We can never relate.
They've improved their limiter so much that you're easily able to hit your LUFs just without too much distortion or anything like that. Ozone 8 and 9 still work really well, but this is the ultimate. Alright, so the next plugin that you have also goes along with mastering, and this is 𝕊𝕌𝔹𝕆. If you mix songs for anybody, which I really do recommend you do, as a producer, you should know how to mix a song in my opinion. This is like a necessity, and you could even use it for your beats to optimize for YouTube. For songs, you should be aiming between -10 and probably about -6. You'll want this to be the last thing you put on your master chain, okay? Because the signal goes this way, so if you put it before the Ozone 10, then you're processing loudness before it hits your mastering agent.
Whoa. Pushing foreigns in the city, but I move like POTUS when I'm out of state. We've been up for a while. I can never hit the brakes. Double VS on my body. I got diamonds covering my whole face. We can never relate.
So yeah, that's 15 plugins that I really believe you should add to your collection. And like I said earlier, we're trying to hit 100K this year. It'd be such a milestone. If you got something from the video, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. All links to the plugins will be in the description. So yeah, let me know what y'all want me to do next. Till next time.